What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you represent. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. If you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop first. Also, fam, if you want to skip the line, you can jump into the super chat. That way you make sure your comments go noticed also. I'm gonna go in on this subject and then I'll come back to the chat, starting with the super chat, and I'll work my way over to the regular chat. Fam, this is gonna be a quick video, so get your comments ready in the super chat. Get your comments ready in the regular chat. Here we go. So we have a suspect in custody after a Louisville man was fatally shot during a Breonna Taylor protest. The suspect was arrested in the death of a Kentucky man who was fatally shot during the protest in Louisville over the killing of Breonna Taylor, police said on Sunday. The suspect was hospitalized and is being interviewed by homicide investigators. Police were conferring with prosecutors on criminal charges to be filed. Now, they're saying that Tyler Girth, 27 years old of Louisville, was the person who was victimized by this clown. He died after being shot at Jefferson Square Park in the city's downtown, authorities said. The Courier-Journal reported that Girth was an avid photographer and vocal supporter of the ongoing protest, whose godfather is a columnist at the newspaper. In the video of the shooting shown during the news conference, the suspect was surrounded by several people before shots were fired and people scrambled for cover. This guy, the suspect name is not being released at this moment. I don't know why. They should put his ass on blast immediately. But they also said this guy was a protester who had been arrested several times in the past. Now, people were saying immediately that this was a white supremacist or a suspected white supremacist. And now there are reports that this guy is likely Hispanic, okay? This guy is of Mexican descent. So personally, I don't really know how much it matters. You got a person that opened fire at a protest and start killing people. Obviously, this is a disgruntled protester. They said that he had been asked to leave by other protesters because of his disruptive behavior. So you know how sometimes you go to these protests and some people, man, they just over the top with the protest and they're just very belligerent. This was supposed to be a peaceful protest that turned violent. And I guess, peaceful protest, I don't really know how well peaceful protests work. I've been involved in peaceful protests, but I just don't know how effective they are versus protests that are not peaceful. I personally think that you have to be disruptive in order to get things done in America, because Americans just don't respect anything but blood and money. So to me, peaceful protest is an oxymoron. This is why I advise people to strap themselves, make sure that you have a weapon if you go into a protest, because 9 times out of 10, the people that you're opposing has a weapon. And if something break out, you're gonna be a sitting duck. which a lot of these people were. Now, I did notice that there were a guy out there, with an assault rifle. Now, how do you have an assault rifle? Somebody opens fire and you let them get away. Let me tell you something, fam. I'm not some type of superhero. I'm not trying to be that dude. I'm not no dude that, will just jump off the porch without assessing, what it is that I'm jumping into. But if I got an assault rifle and somebody opened fire and I'm there, I'm gonna get them. Oh, believe me, I'm gonna get them. But see, what happens is that a lot of these people who carry guns, including the police, they're good with the gun as long as they're not under attack. The moment they are under attack, they cower. They are afraid. When I say afraid, they run and hide. Remember when the kid opened fire at the school and the security guard ran and hid? Remember that? I remember I was in a situation in Houston years ago, in the early days of making Ghetto Boy records. And in fact, this was like after the first album. So this is 89. So I got into it with some police officers and stuff, and I ding fries and shuck them boys, you know what I'm saying? And so the police, they were very aggressive, once they captured me. But the people that was around me, they opened fire, They didn't appreciate the police trying to handle me like that. So they let off some rounds. The police, when I say the police ducked and hid behind their cars and did not return fire, that's exactly what happened. They did not return fire, fam. But boy, they will return. They will unload on you in a heartbeat if they're not under attack. And this is what happened at Jefferson Park in Louisville over the weekend. These guys who had these guns on them were under attack and they didn't bust back. Now, I don't know how they captured the suspect, but he lived to tell the story. He opened fire, killed a man, and wounded another man. He goes to the hospital, and the victim goes to the grave. The victim goes to the morgue. We've seen time and time again where people have been accosted by the police for nothing and end up dead. Or, okay, let's push it a little further. A minor infraction. Misdemeanor crime at best. Misdemeanor at best. And they're murdered by the police. They get a trip to the morgue. This guy killed a man at a peaceful protest, and he gets to go to the hospital and have his wounds treated. Now, I don't know what type of injury he sustained. All they said is that he was at the hospital. He was sent to the hospital. They won't release his name. Again, the victim's name is Tyler Girth. He was 27 years old, from Kentucky. Family. You know how they say two minds are greater than one? Okay, I'm however many of you guys, let's see however many of you watching, let's put all of our minds together. Let's put everything together. Let's put all of our heads together and come up with a plausible reason why these guys were out here with guns and they allowed the assailant to get away after he opened fire, and why it is that the police allowed him to live. Can anybody help me out here? Please explain, fam, because I'm out of answers. Let's go. Going into the comments. Again, family, this is going to be a quick show. So, throw your comments out there right now. If you got questions, you got answers, solutions, whatever it is, put it out there right now. What's up, Serena? All is well. Mark Heyman. Actually, that's not Heyman, that's Hyman. Mark Hyman Sr. What's up, Mark? John McGrath. What up? I like to say that's McGrath. That's McGrath. John McGrath. Family, welcome John. He's the newest member to the WillieDLive channel. Show him some love, fam. John McGrath. Duke says the cowards and the shooter wasn't black. And who's to say that the guys that was standing around with the guns wasn't on the side of the protester who opened fire? You can never tell in these type of situations, fam. You got to be real careful. You be walking right next to somebody, talking to them and kicking it, thinking you're on the same team, and they pull out a gun and blow your head off, just like that. You got to be very careful when you're moving around in these type of circles. What's up, Mark? Savannah, Georgia, representing, driving that 18-wheeler, getting that money on that irregular schedule. That's what I'm talking about, man. Get that money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Get it now, especially while you're young and vibrant. You got that energy to go get it. Whatever it is you're trying to do in life, do it now, because tomorrow ain't guaranteed. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. Get started today. Aaron says either he's in law enforcement or related to law enforcement. Could be, huh? He's been arrested several times, been allowed back on the scene, and he finally opens fire. The protesters even told him to get gone. They didn't want to be around him. Nothing is going to change unless the people get disruptive. The cops are afraid of that. They don't want change. You got that right. They don't want change, and nothing is going to change until the people become disruptive. The cops are afraid of that disruption. That peaceful stuff, man, they be like, ha, 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 drinking lemonade, drinking that tea, drinking the Budweiser, hitting that dope, that coke, whatever it is they get down on, whatever their vice is. They just be sitting back, chilling. Like, yeah, they still out there, peeking through the blinds, just kicking and just laughing up a storm. The minutes on, pop, 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 pop. Where's the police now? What the police doing? Where are the guys out there with the guns? What are they doing? Well, if you got a gun and you ain't gonna use it, what is the sense of having a gun? I know people that got guns and they don't even have bullets in the guns. Like, what the fuck you got a gun for if you ain't got no bullets in it? What you gonna do? Somebody try to break into your house or kidnap you, you gonna grab a gun and then get the bullets and be like, hold up, hold up. Pow! Nah, by that time you out of here. They got you. You out of here. You better stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. If I got it, it's loaded. It's ready to go. It's however many in the clip and one in the chamber. Believe that. Retaliation is a must. Long Beach, 20, what is that? 20 lat, 20 loc. Yeah, real talk. Yeah. Rule 303 says, honestly, people just got guns for show. Yeah. It's like this dude I knew back in the Gap. These nuts say defund the police. I'm with you. That was a dude I knew back in the day. And he one of them dudes with a mouthpiece. He like talk tough and hang around the tough people. But we all knew he was a coward. So he used to like to bust guns after the club would close and scare people. So one day he get into it with this older man. He's in his 20s. This dude is like 50. So they get into it. The dude hop in his truck and take off. So this fool shoot at the truck. He not trying to hit the dude, but he hit him in the back of the head. They gave his dumb ass 50 years. He was sick. When he did the killing, he was sick because that wasn't him in the first place. He wasn't built like that in the first place. And almost nobody is built like that to take the consequences. You might be built to shoot, but are you built to handle the consequences? Can you take the consequences? This is why if you're gonna get down, make sure you're in the right. Because if you're in the right, you can defend yourself a lot better. Not saying things gonna work out perfect for you if you're in the right, but even if you're in the right and you take an L, you can give that L back because justice, there's a chance that justice could prevail. But if you all the way to the left and you jump out there like he did, you're gonna have to do that time. That fool's still locked up. This was 1989. China White in the building. Everybody show China some love. China on the moderator duties. I got to dock your pay, China. You showing up late. We started the broadcast about 20 minutes ago. So I'm going to dock you for that. I'm just playing, fam. I don't have to pay my moderators. They volunteer to keep the trolls at bay. Serena says, I'm trying to get that pardon like you said, but it's going to take some time. Scratching my head. I wish I could have it now. Please let me know when you come to Milwaukee. Yeah, sure. So I'm going to tell you something also, Serena. If you don't know your local elected officials, get to know them, because even if they don't know the person that can get it done, I mean, if they may know somebody who knows the person who can get it done, who can help you. You have to get to know your local officials. That was a time when I cared nothing about knowing these people. I was like, oh man, I don't like none of them. None of them. And then I was like, well, it ain't really about liking them. It's about getting what you need done. And if they're in the positions of power to move things that you need moved, then you get to know them. It would be wise to get to know them. You dig what I'm saying? So, a little free game. Okay, Rule 303 said, I'm sure the police sent the shooter, not giving out his name because they're currently figuring out a fake name and story to put out. King Wolf says, Willie D, do you think Black neighborhoods should be Black private security guards instead of relying on the police? Yeah, that would be a good idea. It's got to be a private something, because what's in place right now don't work. It don't work at all. But we can't stop there because Black people have to leave their Black communities. And when they do, you can't have the Klans in the blue suits, the race soldiers, sitting back waiting on them to cross that line like, yep, got them, shoot. See what I'm saying? That's all that would happen. So the police still got to be defunded. It's got to be defunded. You got to dismantle the whole system and start new. Lee, appreciate you. Lee says, so grateful for your news, Willie D. Absolutely, appreciate you. Malik Hakeem, Philadelphia. What's up, Philly? Philly in the building. Anthony Carmichael says, protesting don't work. You want to get something done, open your own farms, but your own, I guess you're trying to say, buy your own land, gate your community, and hire your own security. There's some good points, but protesting does work. Because there's levels to protesting. That's just not, you know, a lot of times when we think of protesting, we just think people taking to the streets and doing this, holding signs. But there's many ways to protest. You can protest by doing that, you know, taking to the streets, holding up signs. You can protest by boycotting. You can protest by buying Black. You can protest. You can protest by starting your own business. You know, you can protest with your vote. You can protest by making donations. You can protest by offering protest supplies like, you know, the signs, markers. You can volunteer. There's many, many ways to protest. So, and I think all of them are effective. You could protest by rioting, you know, you could protest by vandalizing. All of it is effective to me. The key to protesting is to be disruptive. That is the key. That is the key. And so everybody don't have to do this, hold a sign and march. Everybody don't have to do that. Everybody, just like in any company, there's different roles on any team. On a football team, you got different roles. You got a quarterback, you got a coach, you got assistants, you got trainers, you got players, and all these players have different positions. You know, you got your quarterback, your running back, your wide receiver, your guard, your left guard, your center, your lineman, you know, your linebacker, special teams. That sounds like me, special team. I'm going in, I'm gonna get something, I'm doing something special. I'm gonna go in, boom, assignment, complete that assignment and get back out the way. Y'all continue on. I go back in on a special mission. I like that. That's how I record records now. Somebody asked me yesterday, do I still do music? And I said, yeah, I do, but only features, specific songs, you know, like call me in for a specialty. Like you got a special song, you can't hear nobody else on it but me. Call me in, let me check it out, let me hear it. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we're working with. That's what Pimp C did when he called me for Quit Hating the South. Pimp C called me. Well, let me back up. Pimp C didn't call me first. International Red called me first. And was like, Will, Pimp got the song he wants you to do for the UGK album. And I was like, let me hear it. Listen to it. I jumped on it the same night. I was like, yeah, I want to do this one. Jumped on it that night. Well, I wrote it that night, recorded it the next day. And Pimp C called me and he said, Will, oh man, what he quoted the part where I said, he said, "Bitch, I'll break your fingers." We're talking about the internet gangsters. He was like, "Will, oh man, bitch, I'll break your finger, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about." Man, to know Pimp C was to love him, man. That was my dude. What's up, DeMarcus Henderson? Happy birthday. All right, fam. So that's a wrap for me. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Um, John McGrath, Mark Hyman, keep thinking about Heyman like Al Heyman, but Mark Hyman, uh, Serena. And that's it, fam. Until next time, y'all be careful out there and make sure you take care of those babies. No more talk.